Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. This is me, your mathematics teacher. How are you all? Hope you are all good and doing well at home. And today's video is about your unit number 4, multiplication and division of decimal numbers by powers of 10. Powers of 10 means like it could be 10, 100, 1000 like that. Okay. Already we have started learning multiplication of decimal numbers. So let's see what is the difference between in this multiplication and the previous one which we have already learned. Let's start it. Okay, multiplication of decimals by 10. So what is the meaning of it? That we are going to multiply any decimal number with 10. So whenever we are going to multiply any decimal number with 10, so we have to move the decimal point one place to the right. To the right means to the right hand side, you can say. Okay, like we have an example, 3.14 times 10. 3.14. See, where is the location of the decimal point? In between 3 and 1. So according to the rule, we have to move the decimal point one place to the right. So that means the decimal point will move after 1. As you can see with the arrow, that it becomes 31.4. See how simple this is, that whenever we need to multiply with tens, hundreds and thousands, so we don't need to go for the long multiplication procedure. You can use that as well, no problem at all, but this is the shortcut, you can say the quick way of calculations. Here is another example, that if we have to multiply the decimals with 100, so we have to move the decimal to the right. That how many points right? Remember this, that as we just have learned that with multiplication with 10, we just have moved one place to the right. So what is the rule? Number of zeros, number of place you move. Okay, so according to the number of zeros, you have to move the number of places of that decimal point. So 87.6 times 100, how many zeros are here? 2 zeros are here. So that means decimal point will move towards right, but we don't have 2 digits here. We have only digit 6 after the decimal point. So just complete the decimal places, number of decimal places. We can enter 1 0 over here, and then decimal point will move after that 0. So the number becomes 8760. First it was 87.6. Now let's move towards the question. Here is the question, that question number 6 in your exercise 4b. Multiply the following decimals by 10 and 100. Here is a number 59.6. Okay, A part, 59.6 times 10. As we have discussed that we have to move this decimal point one step forward, or one decimal place towards right. So decimal point, from this point it will move towards this point. Okay, so what it becomes? 596.0, you can say, because we don't have any other digit over there. Okay, so multiplication with 10, that means one place towards right. So it becomes 596.0, or you can say 596, simple, because whole number decimal point is always at the end of that number. Okay, I hope you understand this, that how to multiply with 10. Now the same number we are going to multiply with 100, 59.6 times 100. Okay, so how many decimal places we have to move towards right? One decimal place, then 2 decimal places. Now see, I don't have any digit for the second decimal place. So what we can do over here, we can use a 0 over here, and the decimal point will go over there. This arrow is showing that we are moving towards right. Okay, and then there's another 0 just to fill the place, so it becomes 5960.0, or you can say, or simply you can just write 5960. That's it. See how simple this is. Now let's move towards the learning of division of decimals by 10 and hundreds. So dividing with decimals, what we are going to do, as we have done multiplication of decimals with tens, we move the decimal towards right. In division, we are going to move the decimals to left. Number of zeros equal to the number of places you move. Don't forget this. So 87.6 divided by 100, 2 zeros. So that means 2 places we have to move towards left. So the decimal point was there in between 7 and 6. So now it comes before 8. So it becomes 0.876. Now let's solve some questions relevant to this. Perform the division on the following sums. 3.18 divided by 10. As A part is here, 3.18 divided by 10. So as we have discussed, dividing with 10, we have to move the decimal point towards left. So how many zeros are here in 10? Only 1 0 in 10. So that means only one decimal place we have to move towards left. So what it becomes? It becomes 0.318. Okay, so this is a procedure of putting the just using the arrows and moving the decimal point. This you can show in your working column and just write your answer in front of your after your question. Okay, so you just write over here and this you can show in. So 0.318 is the answer of this. Let's take another example like G part. 4.1 divided by 1000. So 4.1 divided by 1000, how many zeros are there in 1000? 3 zeros. So how many times this decimal point move towards left? Yes, number of zeros 3, so number of places 3. So let's move one movement, one step taken, second step taken, but I don't have anything at the second place. So what should we do? Yes, we can enter 0 here. Okay, another place, because 3 places we have to move, another 0, and then here is the decimal point. So what it becomes? 0.0041. So I hope you understand the concept of multiplication and division of decimals with the power of 10, like tens, hundreds and thousand. In multiplication, we have to move the decimal point towards right, and in division, we have to move the decimal point towards left according to the number of zeros. Okay, now here are some statements which you need to complete to see that what is the correct answer for it. 3, as I am taking example of A part, like 3.6 divided by something and then 0.36 is the answer. So for getting this fill in the blank, we need to know that how many places the decimal point moved and in which direction. So as if we compare these two numbers, number and the answer, so we can see the decimal point is moved towards left and one decimal place left. So that means which number is used here for the division? Left direction means division is involved there and 1 times. So that means it is 3.6 divided by 10 and then we got 0.36. Now see here is another example. Let's take example of D part. Okay, Okay, D part says that 8.74 divided by dash and then 0.0874. Now see how many decimal places the decimal point is moved, because the number is not changed. 874 non-zero digits are same, so that means only there is a movement of decimal point. So how many places it is moved? As we can observe that it was after 8, then one times it came here, then second time it came here, so definitely it moved. There were two steps taken, so that means it is divided by 100 to get 0.0874. I hope you understand this multiplication and division of decimal numbers with powers of 10 and the blanks. Okay, here's another question, that change into decimal fraction. If you remember that in one video that we have learned the making of denominator same. So over here 1/4 we have to change it into a decimal fraction. If we are able to make this denominator 10, 100 or 1000, so it would be easy for us to convert it into decimal form. So as we know that 4 times 25 is 100. So 4 times 1 times 25 is 25. In mathematics, whatever we perform some operation with the denominator, we have to do the same thing with numerator. So it is 25 hundredths. See how simple it is. So 25 hundredths means it is 0.25. See how simple. If we are just converting into the denominator into 10, 100 or 1000. So in the same way you can convert all these fractions and you can get your decimal answer. There is another way of getting it, so inshallah in the next video you are going to learn that. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.